Welcome back to North Coast Garage. On this episode, we start doing more work under the hood on the black Buick, the shitbox Buick 2.0. And I'm waiting for some parts for my welder to finish up welding the last patch in on the rocker. But while we're waiting for that, we can do some work under the hood. All right, well, I'm almost done body work on this. I'm just waiting for a new part for my welder because the welder decided to finally break. And I gotta weld this one more patch. All I gotta do is weld that in and it's done. But in the meantime, I just gotta do some work under the hood on this car. We got I'm going to take the throttle body off and clean that. At least that's the plan today. And it looks like eventually, you can see how wet it's leaking from the valve cover gaskets. So I think eventually that's going to have to be changed. And I don't know if it's the lower intake or if that's the coolant elbows, or looks like something's been leaking down there as well. So see that. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet, but for now we're just going to change the or clean the throttle body. All right, so I got some tools out, but just noticed this. I think these spark plug wires, Delphi, and they have the numbers on them. That AC Delco. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that these, because they have the numbers on them, I think these are the original spark plug wires. There's a very high chance that these are the original spark plug wires. They're 20-year-old spark plug wires. Because I think the only time you can get the wires with the numbers on them like this is when they're factory. So they might be the original spark plug wires on this car. So I'm guessing this thing's never had a tune-up done in its life. But anyways, let's see if we can get some work done on the throttle body. Okay, so now this is a drive-by wire unit. So it's got the electrical connection. Oh, that's gone. Just unplug it like that. And then I'll take these intake box tube off here. I already cleaned the mass airflow sensor. I did that already. But this thing looks like it's been, it's flat. I think it's like 4 10mm nuts that hold this on, or bolts. So the top two are these longer studs, and the bottom ones are, I believe they're just nuts. Let me check here. Yeah. The bottom two are these ones. Just like that, the throttle body comes off. Look how dirty that is. That's why the odd time when you start it, it'll die right away. This is exactly the problem I had with the great silver car as well. Oh my, you guys got to see the inside of that intake. Is this light on? She's no, it's a little carboned up in there. You know, sometimes it's actually a good thing to seafoam your engine once in a while. So I'm gonna get an old toothbrush, and I got some throttle body cleaner, and we're just gonna go to town on this. All right, so my workbench in the garage is it's a complete disaster in there, and I don't feel like cleaning it up right now. So the workbench today will just be the hood of shitbox Buick, the OG. So I got some throttle body clean. I got an old toothbrush. We're just gonna soak her down. A lot of people don't want to do this because they are worried about the throttle position relearn procedure, and it just relearns by itself. You just got to drive it a little bit. That's really bad. You just got to be careful because these have the electric motor to open and close the butterfly valve. So just be careful you don't get your fingers pinched in there. It's mainly the back side. Like I've been scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and it's still black. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera or not, but this is still coated like really thick. It's slowly cut, like it's supposed to look like that, shiny. All right, so I've been scrubbing away at this. I've used almost both of those cans, and that's as clean as I'm gonna. Like it's really caked in there still. Like this should be a lot cleaner than that. This stuff is. I wonder if gasoline would have been better to use on this, but I can't believe that. Like that's what it should look like there. That's nice shiny aluminum, right? But like I've used almost both of those, the throttle body clean and the seafoam. I've used almost all of both of those cans almost, and I was scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and it's not getting much cleaner than that. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully it does the trick. I'm gonna put this back on now. Hopefully that throttle body. I never took the gasket out. Hopefully that doesn't dry the gasket out, but the seafoam seems to be a lot better. Like it doesn't evaporate as fast, so. But yeah. I'm sure. I wonder if I should clean up the mating surface. That'll be fine. That'll be all right. All right, so we'll let that dry. It doesn't take very long to evaporate. Oh, that's so dirty. Because the EGR, man. And the PCV valve, and it just carbons up these engines. I might take a spark plug out and just check it. Would not surprise me if these spark plugs are long overdue. 120,000 miles on this engine. Can spark plugs go that like 20 years and 120,000 miles without being changed? Like, I don't know. It's got the original wires on it. So, do you think the spark plugs are original too? I have no idea. I hope not. Hopefully they did some kind of maintenance to this thing. Remember to cross thread your fasteners. Torqued. 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 And torqued. Now I just got to find a little locking mechanism clip that fell off when I took this off. Sure, it's not crazy important, but probably on the floor, on the ground somewhere. All right, well, I'll finish putting this back together, and then we'll start it up and see how it runs. All right, so that's all put back together. This was literally like not even a half an hour job, really. That's how easy it is to do. Let's see if it starts. Started easier that time. I didn't have to give it gas to keep it running when I first started it. But we'll get the engine hot, and then we'll shut it off and start it up again and see how it does. It's going to have a bit of a high idle at first. For one thing, the engine's cold, so it's going to have a high idle anyway. But it's lowering down right now. You can hear it. But it'll relearn, because it's been learning over the last 20 years of the throttle position where the carbon is built up enough that it has to relearn where it is, and it's got to be running and driving for it to relearn. So if you have a really fancy OBD2 computer scanner thing, you could probably put it in a relearn mode, but she's idling just above 1,000, like 1,200, 1,100 RPM, slowly dropping. I have driven it around the block a few times on private property. And the the engine light has not come on since I erased it for the cat code. So hopefully that doesn't come back on and the cat doesn't need to be replaced. She's idling down now. It's down to about just above around 1,000 RPM right now. It started fine. I'm going to get a little bit of heat in the engine, like I said, and then now it's dropped even below 1,000 RPM for idle. So that's pretty good. It's really warm out. It's not, well, it's a lot warmer out today. I actually can wear a t-shirt outside, but yeah. So it's gonna get a bit of heat in it, and I'll shut it off, and then I'll see if it does the thing again where you start it and you have to give it gas to keep it running. I do know it's probably gonna need spark plugs and wires, so even if it does need to do that, but it should be fine. So now that the engine is hot, we're gonna start it up and see if it dies right away. And it doesn't. It stays running. I didn't have to put my foot on the gas and give it some gas to keep it running. So seems like it's that did the trick. Just runs a bit rough, so probably needs new plugs and wires and some fresh gas. But it doesn't do that anymore where it dies right away when you first start it up. So cleaning the throttle body actually helped.
Several days later,
we are going to change the valve cover gaskets because I already degreased and cleaned the motor, but it was really bad leaking. You'll see that in a different spot because I already filmed the part where we cleaned the throttle body, and I showed you guys how dirty the oil was leaking. It's early in the morning. I can't really talk right now. Yeah, let's just start doing the work here. We got to this motor mount has to come off to get this front valve cover off. I'm going to be doing the coolant elbows as well at the same time, so I'm going to be taking off the alternator and the tensioner. And I think we got a couple of other things to do at the back there, but this also has to come off. The overflow bottle belt has to come off, obviously. I'm going to do the back one first because it seems to be the hardest one to do. But yeah, let's just get to it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to disconnect the battery because we're going to be taking the alternator off. And then we'll start taking stuff apart one by one here. Okay, where were we? Okay, we got the alternator off. Now you can see what we're dealing with here. The tensioner has to come off to change the coolant elbows. Alright, so you gotta take off the heater lines. This whole assembly comes off here. I believe it's just 15 millimeters. 215 or 315 millimeters that hold it on. There's one there, one there, one there. So I'm going to take off the hoses first. You're probably going to lose a bunch of coolant when you do this, but we're doing a coolant flush anyway to get rid of the Dex Cool. And we're just going to put the generic green stuff in. Those do not want to come off. Twist them, they pop off. Don't worry about the grass, that's good for it. Barely any came out anyway because this thing's low on coolant because the elbows are probably leaking anyway. Alright. Now 15 millimeter here. I You can just get them with the air ratchet. And I need an extension. That's two, and I think there's a third one somewhere around the back side. I just gotta find it. I think it's on the bottom. There we go, and they're all the same length bolts for the tensioner. Oh, it's just the coolant elbows that are holding it in place now. I guess they're not as broken as I thought they were. There we go. Looks like someone's replaced these fairly recently, actually. They don't look like they're that bad. Usually they break off. But either way, I'm going to change them, put the aluminum ones in. Yeah, these are new, fairly new. I'm going to put the aluminum ones in anyway, seeing as we have to take it apart to get the valve cover off anyway. We're just going to get the hose and rinse out that coolant. This will be a good time to top up your power steering fluid too, because it's very hard to get to. There we go. So it looks like in order to get the valve cover off, we're going to have to move some of the wires. We're going to eventually change the spark plugs and wires on this too. So I might as well just take them all off now. Well, I think another oil leak issue, maybe the giant hole in the valve cover. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I just noticed that now. What the hell? Alright. Alright, I got the one valve cover off on the back. And got a little surprise. That's not supposed to be there. I don't know. It looks like almost like it's like a perfect circle, like someone drilled it. Anyways, I'm just gonna put some JB Weld on that when I put it back on. Alright, so when you get your new valve cover gaskets, make sure you get the kit that comes with the new seals for the bolts, because these also leak. And this comes with brand new ones. So yeah, I'm just gonna change this up. Yeah, I just put some JB Weld on there. I cleaned it up really good with brake clean first. So yeah, I'll let that set up, and then I might actually paint these valve covers while I have them off. I got some orange spray paint, so I mean, this is such a high performance build, right? I'm looking at trying to get this motor mount out, and this one bolt here, you can barely get anything on it. You can't get a socket on there, and the injector is right there. So it is a pain in the ass to get this. I don't know how I'm going to put it back in, but we'll see. This is not going to be fun. Okay, well, I'm still working out on the Buick here. And I got one spark plug out. I don't know if it's going to focus on it. I have no idea how, if this is original. Look how rusty it is. I have no idea how to read plugs. If you experts out there know, if it's not going to even focus on it, hold on. There we go. Do you guys know how to read plugs? I don't know. Does that look like an original spark plug? I got new ones coming. I just got to put the valve covers back on. And I figured I'd get the spark plugs at least loose while I have room back there. Alright, so I'm putting the tensioner coolant passage thing back. I put the coolant elbows in. But I figured out why there was a hole in the valve cover. Right where that JB Weld latch is, that I put on, there was a hole there, right? So someone put, when they put the alternator on, someone put the wrong bolt that was too long in here, and it went right down inside into the valve cover. So someone screwed up, and they just left it. So anyways, I'm going to try and get this tensioner bolted back on, and then it's getting late, so I'm going to call it a day. Okay, I got the valve covers on. I replaced the gaskets on the bolts here too. There's new. It came with the kit. Came with new gaskets for the bolts as well. And always start in the center, crisscross pattern. Work your way to the edges. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What was I gonna say? These are not 10 millimeters. They might look like 10 millimeter bolts. They are 3/8. I don't get it either because this car is a 2005. It shouldn't have SAE fasteners on it, but it does. I don't understand it, but General Motors designed it. It should have metric, but I don't understand that. Anywho, just gonna try and get this on better now, and I'll catch up with you later. Alright, so many days later, everything's back together. All I need to do now is test drive it, because I gotta change the light bulb. But I gotta test drive it. I gotta put the rocker covers back on and the wheel well liners. And it's gotta be test driven, so it can, all the IM readiness has to be set. So the CAT code hasn't come back yet, but it's got to be driven a longer distance for that to do its check. If anybody knows anything about modern cars, you'll know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I still gotta get it switched into my name. And in Ontario, cars that are 20 years old, they need to be appraised in order to tell the government how much tax you have to pay on it. So I gotta take it to a dealership or something that can do an appraisal on it, write down that it's pretty much worthless, and then I can take it in and put it in my name. But I got the special Ontario trip permit. So I do have insurance on it now. And that's about it. I did change the spark plugs. I haven't changed the spark plug wires yet. I left the original 20-year-old spark plug wires on there. I did break 2 of them. I went to my buddy that has the same car that he's scrapping, and I took 2 wires off of his car to make a set. I have to take the wires off the silver car, which is now in its final resting place in the backyard. And yeah, other than that, this thing's ready to go for a safety, I think, fairly soon. If the cat code does come back, I'm gonna buy that stuff you put in the gas tank. I might even do that anyway while I'm test driving it. So yeah. Oh, okay guys, hopefully this wasn't too confusing of an episode. It was filmed over the course of like 3 weeks, but I don't know, it's not, I don't think these episodes are really interesting. Hopefully we can get the Trans Am soon and do some more work on that. That seems to be more interesting than these episodes of the Shitbox Buick 2.0. But thanks for watching. Hopefully, yeah, keep watching, I guess. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm trying to build this channel more. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later.